You want a whole bunch of stabbing? What would you like? The way?
Just stab and murder everyone you want.
Okay, cool.
They're
So
all-
I'll go ahead and do my stabbings first. Alright,
Remember,
so...
I have reach.
So do your friends now. So here we go. Stabbing to impaling. Stab number 1, who is on this guy, who is merely hurt, I believe. An 11.
Okay, so if you have reach, since he just okay, so he can only.
Indeed.
Oh, but it'll hit.
Ooh, indeed it does, which goes to, since he didn't retreat at all, correct?
Well, if he's he's gonna move back so he doesn't take additional damage.
Okay, so that's going to be 3, and because he's hurt, it's 4. So let's see how he soaks it.
He is made afraid.
Okay. Same guy again. Which means that we now have a D8. And he can't retreat, but that is still a 5. It's very likely he could avoid this. Yep. Next one. It's the one adjacent to him, afraid. The one in the middle. Not afraid.
The one in the middle is
reeling.
not afraid. No, he's not reeling.
Okay, so no D8. Our attempt is a 12.
Oh, he cannot avoid that, so he will move back as the onslaught of spears hit him.
Alright, so that's going to end up being 3.
And he is hurt and injured.
And then these two, who actually have reach on this guy, and he is actually reeling.
Well, let me do a soak here. So, what was the damage for the last one?
3.
3? Okay.
So final 2.
Okay, he soaks it, and he's reeling.
So what does this guy roll to dodge? A 9, so he will end up taking 1, 2, 3, and 4 because he's hurt.
Okay, and he will
Does he
move
not
back.
retreat?
Oh, that's right, he's reeling, so he can't. Okay, he soaks 2 off of a 4-point hit, so he's afraid and reeling.
Alright, and one more attack going his way. 11.
And he cannot phase that out. And he cannot retreat because he's reeling. Oh no!
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. While that's happening, this guy is going to take a middle position just so that nobody goes past him.
Well, he will soak 2, and since he is an enforcer and sent dying, he will be able to use. He will tap toughness and soak again.
Ooh.
Oh snap! But it doesn't work. Well, he has a second toughness, which he can also tap. And that he will stay alive off of. So he is still sent reeling, but he is out of toughness.
The captain attempts to rally someone to give them focus and does not work. Let's see, I have moved the archers. They are currently reeling, but they are now behind Tamara. They may be able to start doing things. The archers up here are loaded. They are going to aim and fire at targets.
Okay, choose your target.
They are within a range increment, so I believe they might have D12s to save themselves.
Okay, which one are you shooting on?
These guys are the only ones left that they can see, so they're going to start firing into the crowd with the closest first.
Okay.
So they have 2d6, they have nobody there is reeling versus 1d12 archer ambush. So they get a d12 to defend against this. 6 on the first one.
But they are guarding.
Yep, that's a nope. A 10.
They got a 10.
Yep, that's a tie, so that'd be a 1 point. Depending on if they are hurt or injured or the like.
I will say it was the one in the back, so he's just hurt. Or excuse me,
Okay. Number 3, 11.
Nice
That
shot,
beats them
that'll
out,
get
so
through.
that comes down to 2, and plus any additional hurt or injured.
I will say it's on one of the hurt, so he has to soak 3.
Okay.
And soaks 2 and is afraid. Or takes 2.
Right. Fourth one, 9.
That will get through. So it's on a hurt, so that is a 3-point hit.
Oof.
But he soaks it, but is still sent reeling.
Right. Last one. An 8.
And they void.
So they do. That is all sets of archers. The mercenaries are continuing to reload. I've done the entire front line. I'm completely done. Unless Brother Pierre will try to heal someone again.
Okay, he will try to do a rally, which if he's successful, he can get a heal off. Or
Yep. Cure hurt.
there he goes.
Hey. Perfect. Okay.
And who's next?
I believe I am. So, I am going to guard, and because I have focus, aim and attack. Oh boy. I'm going for the middle one, the guy who's in.
Okay. And you have reach because you're huge.
Yep.
So he cannot counter, he can only dodge.
Beat a 9. Fucking hell.
He do.
Oh, that's my turn done.
Anyone next?
I guess that's me.
Cough, cough.
Well, I was hoping I would soften up first, but I really shouldn't wait too much longer. The bridge is just going to be overrun. So I guess it's time to spring up and attack some way. Or, well, still attack him from below the bridge because I want to try and pull him off if I can. I did have
So-
focus, so I will aim and attack.
So are you aiming and attacking on Songwei?
Yes.
And you're just trying to do a regular attack?
Well, with a rope attack that is grappled.
Okay.
I'm also in reach of him, so
He cannot counter, he can only dodge.
yes. Now, is he actually poisoned? Is there any sort of bonus for that?
No.
Okay. I will just roll the attack.
Okay, roll it.
It's enough for a hit, which is really
Oh!
all I needed. Okay, now here's an interesting thing, though. He is grappled, regardless of what the damage is. The damage is +1, so
Okay.
only one got through, right?
Yep, you're 8.
Yeah, only the 8 got through.
Went
So
through.
it is just 2 damage, but he's grappled.
Okay. So he will soak.
What if he fails to soak the 2 damage? I'm gonna laugh at him.
Okay.
No,
so-
he's not hurt, but he's reeling and grappled.
Yep.
So here's the question: if I wanted to try and pull him into the water, what kind of action would that be? Because if that's an attack, then I have to wait till next turn because I can't do 2
you would have to wait till
actions.
next turn, and it would be an opposed strength check.
I'm not real strong.
But you do know that he is probably not feeling his greatest right now.
It's
So
the
you
right
might
time
have
to do it. So in that case, for my 3rd action, I'll guard so I can keep myself alive long enough to try this.
Okay. And Yazi, do you do anything at all?
Hold.
You could
Oh, no.
aim at the ground, maybe.
I said hold.
Damn it, Yazi!
What's up?
Anybody else? And we are all done, I think.
I have done everyone I can.
Okay. Well, since there's only one person able to rally, and that's the bodyguard behind, let's start here with Songwei. He is going to be surprised at the rope that's coiled around his leg, that bashed on his armor. He kind of rolls to the side, and as he's struggling with you, spits up blood, Xinglipo. Now is it time to make an opposed strength check.
All right. So body strength, melee.
Body strength and brawling, if you have it.
I don't have brawling, but I have him grappled with a melee weapon. So
Since he is fighting some kind of poison reaction or something to whatever it was that he drank, give yourself a D.
okay. Hey, I also still got my personality, so that's plan B.
Oh,
That's not
wow.
the worst roll.
He rolled a 3.
Hey.
So he is essentially overpowered by you. He rolls and roars in outrage as to what's going on. Why am I? Next up is the bodyguard, who is going to try to rally because he's kind of concerned that his comrades are this badly roughed up and afraid. So he's going to rally the one on the left. As he desperately says, "Stop it! Come on, get back in it! We gotta do this! We're so close!" And he will get afraid. The other one on the left will recover from reeling. And he is going to try to rally fear off of his other comp.
A good turn of team spirits for them.
So he successfully rallies off fear. And the other two are going to try to hold themselves back and are going to recover from reeling and guard.
A battle of the guards. I've been here before.
Meanwhile, the other gang members are going to swarm the bridge and run past the or try to get to their commander's side. Jan the Ugly is still trying to, the people behind him are getting roughed up and shot up enough where those who are reeling will. Given that they are being picked off like this and they're around Jan, they are going to make him around. And seeing this happen, they're constantly getting hit. They can't stand him. They actually decide this is enough. We're going to withdraw behind out of the archer fire. So they are going to run to Shenmue or Shumei's side and try. Well, let's see here. Which would be closer? Probably around the edge of the building behind them, rather. And the one who's still afraid, Jan is going to yell at and, again, screech at them to get back to their spot. So he will lose afraid, but he will still not obey. Shumei will move back further and say, "Stop! This is enough. We're starting to wither. Regroup, regroup." And at that point, that will be the end of the bad guys. Or rather, the fire is also continuing to spread with the mercenaries as the house is now being smoked out.
Anything to resolve there?
Good question. What I want to know is, does anyone want to go before any of mine?
I think in this case, I will go first, so you can react to what happens with my situation.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try and pull him into the water.
Okay, so you have him in your power, so make a strength check and pull him out with another brawl check.
You can't aim on a strength thing, can you?
No.
Well, then I'm gonna guard and do this. It's not great, but he did do great last time.
Well, with 0 successes, you just sort of have him
Oh wait,
struggling.
the 10 and the 4 were him.
No, I didn't roll for him because he failed his strength check. So he tried to break free, but he was unable to.
Oh, so I just had to get better than.
So
30.
you just need to get a success in order to sweep him off.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my personality of sly in because I
Okay.
feel like trying to defeat the boss who's drugged and in heavy armor by throwing him into the water. I think that's pretty sly. That's a success.
With 1 success, you slowly drag him off of the side of the river as above the apex of the bridge, essentially. And he kind of struggles weakly, and you pull him off and into the river. He falls through the air, and his heavy armor splashes with a huge splash as he's dragged down into the river's depths. Around him, you hear the yells of shock by his men as an unseen force has somehow dragged him off of the bridge and into the river. You have succeeded.
Yeah. Now might be a good time to try and talk them into standing down.
You know what's funny? Is I've been literally waiting for him to take 1 fucking step forwards this entire time. Because the measure to get him in both cannons' range was literally the middle of the bridge. And every time Liz says he moves forwards, he takes like a half an inch movement. He doesn't move anymore. So it's like for the last 10 turns, I've been waiting for him to take a step. So...
And then he gets drowned.
I mean, I'm glad we didn't have to blow up the bridge.
You technically still could and completely finish off this combat with these 4 enforcers who are as scary and literally
They're
the
not
only
as
threat.
scary. I was waiting for the big boss, but whatever. I'm not to take anything away from Shang Lu Po. I mean, that was good too.
Yeah.
You could also take pot shots at the turtle if you really want.
It just literally that's been my hold, and waiting for him to move, but he just doesn't fucking move.
And here comes Slinky Boy stealing your thunder.
Well, I mean, once he got out from under the bridge, I couldn't fire anyway because he was gonna be right there. So it's like, I guess if he takes a step forward, I'm killing Storm.
Yeah, I'm happy with how things turned out.
Well, he's not dead yet, technically.
Well, I'm not gonna shoot the water twice.
I know, and he's in a bad shape.
Out of spite, I just blow the water up.
So
I feel like he's gonna die unless someone intervenes.
The question is, what do you do?
Well, I guarded as my other action, and I'm gonna maintain the grapple even though he's in the water, just to kind of ensure my results.
Okay.
Sorry, Shumei, but this is more certain. And she didn't see it happen, so she doesn't know who to blame.
Alright, I'll just then quickly aim and attack. Guard, aim, and attack. The injured.
He is out of toughness, so make the roll. He cannot counter because you have.
Beat an 11.
He has D10, so he cannot.
Well,
Let's see how bad of a hit it is.
This could end up very brutal.
I hope so. God damn it! You've been rolling really good against me.
Yep.
Oh, still, that's 11. That's 1 plus 1 equals 2, and he's already injured, so that's 3 points of damage. Oh man, I can't add anything new on. Oh well, still so good.
Okay, so how big of a hit is that?
3 points.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, he's hurt as well, so 4 points. I might send him dying. But with the way you've been rolling,
Yep. So he's reeling. He literally turns around and makes a face at me.
I was thinking of spanking you.
Oh my.
Okay, well, that didn't work as planned, but
Look, guys, we're gonna have to cut the stream early.
no. We're still gonna finish this. So,
That was a joke.
Jazzy, what do you do?
Well, I see there's a second boss heading down the way. Hold!
Well, that big group on the other side of
The problem here is that the explosion is Reach, and Reach doesn't mean shit on this map. Because the characters are so big. So, it's basically targeting one guy, despite having an explosion.
I really think that you could.
I think it'll
actually
work.
affect, like either like this whole group or like.
It's not
almost-
worth it for those guys. And it's not worth it for the puny guys. Hold.
I think with these cannon shots, it is close enough with the explosive, and it would hit all four if you hit the one in the middle there.
Right, but I just don't see them as worth it. You know how long it'll retake to reload a cannon? More time than we've spent playing so far.
What's the turn limit on, like 20?
Takes 2 guys 10 turns.
Yeah. Well,
So
we've gotten
it's
past like
literally-
5 of them with the bridge ambush.
It's literally one shot, and then the cannons are no more. So I gotta make them count. That's why I was waiting for that guy to get to the middle of the bridge. That's alright.
Given that though, I guess I'll just stab people.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Okay. Roll your
So
dice.
stabby 1 against Greely Boy
Okay.
on the left. Can he beat a 6? Probably. Sure can. Well, he's getting stabbed a second time. A lot harder. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because he is hurt.
Okay. Well, he soaks 2, so he is now injured and
Oof.
afraid.
And he's going to get stabbed a third time because the other 2 are technically too far away right now.
Okay.
That's not gonna work. I'm going to activate 2 focuses in case they do get back in range.
Whoa. You rolled ones.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's rewind to when Camera said that isn't gonna work, and then everything worked.
Camera's literally standing there going, how could this possibly? And then he just tumbles his head straight into it.
Well, he is out of toughnesses. He staggers around as he is repeatedly stabbed over, blood gushing from his many wounds, and he slumps over dead as he's overkilled. However, you're immune to the overkill effects.
No! Captain Hugh will go ahead and rally 1 man. And then I have a lot of people who are now ready to actually take shots, I think. I don't think these guys reloaded this turn. Or did they? I think I just moved them in, so they still have a turn to go.
Okay.
These ones up here, though, I think are now loaded again, unless I did that during downtime. It's getting confusing now. I'm pretty sure
They're
these guys
hiding
are
behind the
going to
house
fire at
here,
you.
so...
Yeah, I'm going to say that these guys are firing at you on. They are aiming.
But they don't have a clear shot through the house. Or they're on the roof. Okay, yeah, so they can.
They are on the roof. They have been the whole time. Archers v. Jan. And Jan does have a D12 in his bonus for being far enough away.
Okay.
So it will be tough, but I mean, if he does get hit, he does get very much hurt. Ooh, that's a yes. That
Yep.
is 1, 2, and 3 because he is injured. Can he soak 3? Probably.
Oof.
Oh,
He is
amazing.
afraid.
Injured, hurt, afraid, reeling. Yeah. Alright, so that means I now have D8s versus him. And there are still 4 more shots. He could very well die. There could be no more leadership on the field except our girl. That is another palpable hit. 1, 2, and 3 and 4 because of his injuries.
No change.
Oh, really? I thought 4 put him to dying.
Oh, sorry. How many?
Or
How
rather,
much? How big of a hit was it?
it was 4 damage hits, so yeah, actually it is down to 3, isn't it?
Yep.
So he needs to fail all of them in order to hurt, but I do have 3 more shots. Probably no. Or rather, I have 2 more shots.
Oh,
1,
that was
2, 3. Yeah.
That was the wrong die roll. So sorry.
To do. Regardless, that
Okay,
is
so
still
that
going
was
to be
dodged
a
out.
miss. Arrow 4. We'll see if it hits on a 5. Nope. And arrow 5 has a 9 and a 6. This is the best chance to literally finish him off. Ah, no. Well, that comes down to 1, 2, 3, and 4 again. If he fails all of his soak, he will be dying. If he succeeds any of them, no change. He is a tough turtle.
He gets 2 successes.
Alright, no change. Despite our best efforts, it is a turtle. Okay, so that is all of them. People are reloading, and I think everything except the brother healing this guy of hurt.
Okay, 1 sec. Success.
It's a miracle. Okay, that is all the guys. The entire fight is on this side of town.
Okay. Anybody else? Sorry, I lost. Are we on good guys or bad guys?
That was the end of good guys.
Okay.
Was a lot, I
'cause
understand.
I have not yet gone, I believe.
Oh, yes.
And I believe you gave me focus at turn? No, you didn't.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Okay, you did? Okay, then I will... I'll try it again. Aim and attack at the fricker. And you know what? I am going to tap the gift of Knockout Strike.
Ooh.
Ooh, alrighty. He will attempt to dodge.
Needs to beat a 9. Oh, I can reroll a d8.
You rolled an 11.
Anyway, that's 1 plus 1. No, 1, yeah, so that's again 4 points of damage, but he gets to soak twice.
And he soaks it out like a boss.
Damn it! Well, at least he's reeling.
Okay. Okay, end of the good guys, rise of the bad guys. So we'll first start with Jan. Jan is getting pegged with arrows. He falls to the ground screeching as his men abandon him. Shumei has a blade in her hand. Seeing him down, she's enough, enough! Everybody fall back! We are not all dying here today. but she has one last score to settle as she says, Jan, you have plagued us for long enough. Your foul words have tainted our glorious country, and you have consorted with the enemies. I will put you down myself, as she charges at him, blade in hand, and attempts to strike him down. She also yells, as any of you who have any love for our cause and any love for the future, you will join me in putting down this stench of a creature. So she will attack. Well, one success. Jan can only dodge as he says, treachery, you traitorous whore. I'll have your throat and I'll cut the child from your belly.
Can't Jan even dodge? Oof.
And he does, as the two of them are locked in mortal combat. A pregnant woman versus a heavily battered turtle. The leopards all look around, seeing see Shumei doing this, and considering they all just ran from him, they all agree in an uproar. Enough of this! Let's end it! And they all charge and start to wail on Jan.
Jan in the center of a dog pile he is not coming out on top of. Well, probably not.
Let's see here. So that was 1 plus 2 for hurt and injured, plus 2 is 5. He soaks 2 as as his armored shell is somehow holding back this onslaught.
Literally curling up to die.
Jeez, he is somehow managing to still be alive.
Having 3d8 for armor, and they can't necessarily get more than one hit in at a time.
Yep.
Someone needs to get 2 successes to hit, or he needs to fail all of his armor, ultimately.
Yep. It's species die is helpful in that regard. So everybody is surrounding him, and he's being attacked from all sides. But he will, on his time, recover from railing and attempt to go after. But he's afraid he can't. So all he can do is try to guard as he hides inside of his shell. Wet urine starting to leak. As he yells, "You cowards! You cowards!" Meanwhile, after seeing their boss go into the river, the mob of gang members beside will, let's see here. Let's roll a d10 to see. Okay. They don't run away in fear. In fact, 4 of them run past our Slinky Boy, and dive into the river.
That is dedication.
The remaining gang members see Shenglu Po holding onto the rope, and they say, he's got him, pull him out. And Shenglu Po, they are going to try to grab you. What do you do?
I'll act like that's what I was doing the whole time, trying to pull him.
So you're like, it's so heavy. Okay, so
This armor is so impractical. Help me.
to be honest, it is really heavy. And you can kind of feel some weak struggling still, but it's getting slower and slower. So they will attempt to add their bodies towards. Let's see. So what is going?
Yeah, I'll help them out. I'll help them real good. I'm gonna throw my body in.
One trips over himself trying to reach you and just sort of bumps into you. The other one is trying to use his body to pull on the rope and kind of puts his hands above yours. And
yeah, I'll assist him. I'll assist him.
But he's really heavy. So roll your assist.
I know, right? He's really heavy.
You're like, I can't. Oh my god, he's so heavy. We gotta get him out. Meanwhile, the two are frantically like panicking, like seeing the bubbles coming up and slowing down. The other four is going to kind of turn around to see Jan being dogpiled. They're going to look towards the bodyguards, and we'll have them roll a separate one because they're kind of pulled in two directions. Okay, they are going to go over to as a crowd of they just are screaming in almost a wild and hateful manner, just all thrashing their swords insolently against his shell as he is trying to defend against it. He's retreated inside, and they're stabbing in the holes of his shell, and you can hear him whimpering and yelling and screaming, but to no avail. All of them seem just as rabidly angry at his actions and are fed up with his constant bullshit. The bodyguards, after seeing one of them go down, let's roll for the one in the back is going to try to rally because the battle's not over. He manages to rally the reeling off of his friend in front of him.
And all they gotta do is step up and hit something.
The other two are going to make one last desperate push forward to see if they can break the line. And he is going to aim an attack at you there, Shenglu, or excuse me, Lue. Lue?
Oh no.
I'm going to counter.
Okay.
Hooray for guard. $12. Well, you can't beat that. Again with the frickin' 9.
But your 12 beats him.
Yep. So.
And he's injured.
And hurt. So again, that's 4 points of damage.
That's a lot of damage. Oh, Soaked 1, so he is afraid and reeling now.
Oh, it was always going to be reeling, but yeah. Afraid has been added.
But he did step forward, so I will pop 2 focuses to stab him.
Okay.
It's unlikely they will hurt much, but let's see if he can make 2 defenses versus 5 and an 8. It's against 5, ties against the 8, so that's just gonna be healing, I suppose.
Yep, he can't
Already is.
move.
So, not much effect, but it did happen.
Okay, and the next one will see his friend try insolently to go against the wall of spears, and he will move forward and try to aim an attack.
The poor guy who's remaining? Or one of the spearmen?
The spearman to is the closest one.
So he has no ability to dodge, he just has the... He can counter, though, and he does have a friend, and that's what really matters in life. He is the last remaining wolf. And he is guarding. So his last desperate bid for a counterattack is not enough. He will take that 1 hit, and I believe that is still just 4 damage, isn't it?
4 damage.
They need to soak literally anything. And
he
he is the
does.
miracle boy out of every single one of them. Congratulations, he gets to live.
Okay.
And 1 more stab. Because he chose to step up. 7. Nope, doesn't work.
He
That's fine.
dodges. Okay. That is the end of the bad guys. Rise of the good guys.
I might be able to kill someone right here almost immediately. I want to see if I can. So I'm going to fire 3 arrows in a row. First one at the middle one who is hurt, and he's reeling, isn't he?
Yep.
So that's an extra d8. So we have 46, a d12, and a d8. Because tactics is wonderful. Still only getting a 4 on the first one. Nope.
He dodges.
He can claim some cover and distance, unfortunately, too. 12 would put him at a d8. And of course, he is in melee, just for reference.
Yep.
Second hit. A 6 will occur. Not enough.
7 will.
Third attempt. 4 6s.
So that's 3 6s being rolled in 1 roll. Does something
It's not
bad
unholy.
No, it's not unholy.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
the deers are just normal people. They're not doing weird, unholy crud.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's nothing unholy in this army that we're facing.
That's correct.
Okay, good.
This guy goes ahead and loads. And of course, the spear wall can now attack for realsies this time. They have their 2d6 stabbing still. They have 1d8 because they're reeling, and they are also spending time to aim. There are going to be 4 attacks on this middle one, I think. Or maybe just 3, because one of them has to actually step up a little closer at all to do anything. So
Okay.
1. A 9. There we go.
Gets through.
Hit. He cannot retreat at all, can he?
Nope.
So that's going to be 3 points. Oh, 4 points because he is hurt and injured. He can definitely soak this.
Soaks
And
2.
Soaks 2. He's right back where he was, I think. Maybe he's
Yep.
afraid?
Oh, he's still afraid.
Okay. Second one. 2 6s.
9.
An 11.
A 10.
Alright, he still cannot retreat. That is another 4. Somebody has to fail someday. That's all I'm saying.
There's no change.
And this is the 3rd stab on him, I think.
That's a success. 1 point.
All right, so we are back to another 4.
No
Soaks
change.
any of it, and his friend will take a stabbing because he is there. Is he reeling?
The one to the right?
Yeah, it probably doesn't
He is
matter.
not.
Okay, so that one
Wait, are
didn't
these
happen,
weapons
but
impaling?
doesn't matter.
Are these weapons impaling?
Yes, they are. That's why they've been doing 4 damage instead of, like, 2.
Okay.
That's their benefit. They're trying their hardest, but everyone just has a lot of armor. Mountain
Yep.
scale armor matters a whole lot. Alright, so those people have gone.
I have a stupid idea. I'm gonna try it next turn.
Okay.
You can go ahead and try it this turn if you want. Would you like a rally?
Yeah, that could help.
Take a rally. You're focused.
Okay.
This guy adjacent to you is no longer reeling, and he's just guarding because that's what he has to do.
Okay. As for my stupid move, I'm going to dash up to the side of them. Someone will have to move me to the front.
Archers at the tea house reload. Brother should go ahead and heal a deer.
I will guard, at the very least. And I'm going to
Yes, sir.
attack with a shove.
Okay. So you're close, so he's going to counter you. Wait a second, the one in the middle there, I think he's reeling.
Yes, the
He's
one in the
got
middle
this-
is reeling.
So he cannot counterattack, he can only try to dodge.
Beat a 12. God damn it, he knocks out my 8. But that's why I did this. I only needed 1 success. That's let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, but it's weak. He gets to soak twice. I don't care. He gets pushed.
How far?
So
1. But since he can't move 1, because the other person's standing there, he has to fall to the ground.
Oh, God
Unless his
damn
teammate.
it.
What?
I was planning to shoot them with my pistols this turn, and being
Okay.
on the ground gives them something.
yeah,
I can't remember.
he falls down.
But now he can't retreat.
Right, but it doesn't matter to pistols. The guy I had the best shot on, now I don't have the best shot on.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I know, and I was just waiting till everybody was done until I did something.
See, I just wanted to push them into the water or have them unable to.
I thought maybe your plan was the Blood Bowl method, where one person has to move and the other person has to move, so one of us is going to go into the water or something.
That's not how it works.
I know. I just didn't know what your plan was to knock him down.
Still, now he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who, if they hit, get 2. So that's, he needs to soak 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's next?
Well, I guess I'm going to shoot at the guy who's not knocked down. So, let me remove my D8 bonus.
Okay. Spark die.
And include aiming. So Musa is going to shoot at the one on the far right.
That will work.
So 3 damage slaying. So 6. No, I mean 4. Sorry. 5. 5 damage.
Well, it does hit him. The armor soaks it, and but he is now reeling and afraid.
And injured. Alright, Neza is going to shoot at the same one.
Okay. The 8 will hit.
Oh, now it's 6 points.
Okay, well, he will have to tap a toughness to do again.
Alright.
And he soaks it.
Alright. Guan Yi is also going to shoot at him.
But the gun does not work.
That's fine. They each have 4 pistols apiece. So they just basically shoot and drop. Jinza
Okay.
is going to fire at him as well.
Okay.
Another 6-point hit.
Nice. He soaks 3.
Alright. That's it.
Well, you're making some progresses. Okay. Anybody else? Sheng Lu Po, are you trying to...
I'm gonna, like, to the 2 that are in the water, I'm gonna shout orders to cut him out of his armor, and I'm just gonna keep trying to.
Oh no. In the heat of the battle, they seem to have forgotten that you were the one who did this.
They didn't see it happen.
But yeah, they're swimming down to him as you speak, and they're trying to, as you say, get him out of the armor. But that's the end of the end of the good guys, rise of the bad guys. So starting out with those snow leopards in the water, they do dive down, and you can see bubbles coming up. The bubbles have since stopped coming up for Song Wei, and you kind of feel some tugging on the rope. 2 more jump and dive under the water. And the other 2 will attempt to try to pull him out. But he is too heavy, and they're starting to panic. In the meantime, everybody else is just dogpiling on Ugly Yan. Eventually, their swords do start finding their mark as his armor is slowly pierced off, and their swords keep coming out bloodied in a angry, violent frenzy of violence. The people on top of the rooftop can see that the shell is starting to break and shatter, and he is literally being beaten to a pulp. Ugly Yan, by this point, is meeting a grisly end as he is slowly being destroyed. On the other hand, the bodyguards are still loyal soldiers and are not giving up. The one behind, who is still guarding, is going to try to rally his friend. He succeeds. The one closest, or the one to the far side who got shot a bunch of times, the one who got shot is going to recover from reeling, and he is going to... The other one who is knocked down is staring up at a giant tiger who is afraid, and he loses himself for a moment and tries to retreat away from... Well, I suppose he just sort of he's still laying down on the ground, but he's like, on his back, kicking his feet back behind him, or in front of him.
scrambling.
But they do not advance. So that is the end of the mercenaries. It's they have pushed out of one of the windows as the fire continues to. You do hear some shots from the peasants or people who are still there, and a small crowd of them is starting to run to the fire with buckets, as close as they can get. But the mercenaries are going out the far side, since the house isn't surrounded, and are trying to retreat out the other window. That is the end of the bad guys. Rise of the good guys.
Anyway, would you like another rally?
I don't need to, because I'm just gonna shove this last person in the water.
Well, I don't know if you have enough reach to get to him, so that'll let you step up closer.
We'll let the GM decide.
I think if you just do like a running charge attack, you could pull that off, given your size.
No. I'll just go with the show because I know that move. Don't want to look stuff. But yeah, go ahead and rally me then.
Yeah, then you'd probably have to rally if you're not doing a full charge.
Here you go. You are the Pillar of Euchin.
Alright, I will stride closer. And I will guard an attack. Should I guard? Yeah, guard an attack. I don't know about those other guys out in the back, what they might do. Hey, you're in my spot. Be a 12.
So you're doing reach?
Yes.
Okay, you cannot counter.
Oh no, he beat my 12. Let me see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage weak. He gets Ahsoka twice, but he will go.
He is guarding. Let me roll D10 or D12 real fast.
Oh, yeah. Ha!
Okay, so how many does he soak?
He needs to soak 4, and he goes into the water.
He soaks all 4, but you push him backward off the edge, and he falls into the.
He's reeling and now in the water. Ha! Take that. Should have done this sooner.
So there are only 2 bodyguards left. Who's next?
Charge! Which will literally just kind of put these guys a few steps closer, really. As they skirt the barrier, take the bridge. He advances with you and guards, and the rest of them are going to go ahead and take their guard because I think most of them can't reach, and 2d6 isn't going to do anything, but for posterity. 5 against this guy who is actually reeling, so that's an extra d8. It is actually a tie.
He is knocked down and cannot retreat.
Alright, well, since there aren't any actual successes here, I'm not sure what this actually will do for damage. I guess just 2 because he's hurt and injured.
Well, treat it as 1 success because he can't avoid it.
So it's
He
up to
lost
4
the
as
tie.
usual then. He does have a chance to save himself from all of this.
But there's no change.
And this guy in the center gets focus. And I'm not sure if the sheep on the roof actually want to fire any arrows into this mess. I think mostly they're just cringing at this point. I do not think they have useful shots to make right now, so they are going to watch the massacre and color commentate.
The 4 in the back are also watching in kind of odd horror. as
Yeah.
his armor, his shell is breaking apart, and yeah, he's being pummeled to death.
The deer will go ahead and move up, and all reload and be ready to fire within 12 meters of the bridge. To which Tamara will attempt to draw attention to that and maybe scare this last guy in the back with her second part of her action instead of guarding this turn.
So what do you say to him?
You're outnumbered and out-arrowed and outgunned. You're just lucky the cannons haven't fired yet. And if that situational gives any kind of bonus, I'd roll that, but otherwise it would just be this versus his body will and presence. Alright.
He has 1 success, and you have 1 success.
So it is. That comes down to a tie. But I could like to tap the circumstances around us to win the tie instead, if that's possible.
Sure.
Alright, a reasonable person would agree. Maybe this is not the right time to continue pressing. So he might not be scared, but he could perhaps choose something new.
He is considering the options, and he knows that the leader is in the bridge, in the water. His his comrades are falling, and he stops to consider this.
Right, and that is all of my units for now.
And okay, so who's next?
I'll open fire again. Wait,
Were
did he
you-
stand down or did he not stand down?
He stands down.
What about the other one?
It's like, all right, stop.
They all stood down?
It's long way out of the water. Get him out of the river.
I guess we all shoot ourselves in the head.
Are we making any progress on that?
They are dragging him closer to shore. They are pulling pieces of armor off, but it's very big. They do eventually, after several minutes, drag him up. He's unconscious, and he is not moving. And his skin looks, you can't tell skin under fur, but he looks not in good shape at all. After several moments, Jan is beaten to, his body is broken, smashed, and pummeled into a bunch of bloody pieces, at the end of which Shumei says, I have, enough of this. Jan is destroyed. Song, what has happened? What has happened? She runs to the bridge along with all the gang members who are now following her, viewing her as the default leader. The bodyguards will rush to her side, who are still alive. One of them does manage to barely keep his head above, get to shore, but he is exhausted. And after several long, tense moments, it's revealed that Songwei is dead. The leader of their organization has drowned in the river. And immediately, the will of the fighters has been broken. All of the members scream to the sky and what will become of us and what will happen? We can't continue this any further. And Shumei, of course, sweeps into tears rolling down her face, says it would be his wish that we stop this foolishness. We must. Our people have become shattered and scattered. We have to stop this pointless conflict. To which they will all hang their heads, and it seems as though, at long last, the battle is broken. So congratulations, you've succeeded.
Woo!
We did it!
Only had to kill 4 of my wolves in a row, and a good scattering of mercenaries over there. And a bird buildings burning.
I did low-key murder a man, but we did.
I've done worse. I've sent people to their deaths.
But in the legends, No one will remember Slinky Boy.
You guys better.
In the aftermath of the battle, the villagers, of course, are able to get to the burning buildings in time before the whole village is aflame. The surviving mercenaries meet up with Lieutenant Gray, and the arrangement is made to stay in the village. Shumei sends an emissary after about a week or so with peace accords to say, we will not continue forward in this pointless conflict. She thanks you and says that if she does in fact have a girl, she will name her Tamra.
Aww.
What if it's a boy?
Tamro.
Steve.
She hasn't given that information, but it seems as though the future of Yuchin will continue forward, and this will be a good place to peacefully sunset. Steve Yuchin, yes.
Somehow, against all odds, a small village has won out against superior numbers and superior skill without cannons.
With minimal losses, too, I may add, so...
Oh yeah, I feel so bad about those 4 wolves. They just did not stand a chance.
But this would be a good point to wrap up.
Since we're never coming here again, I just want to show one thing. Since I spent time on it. The town that Yazzie was going to build. I had so much planning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was putting planning down.
The fortress that merchants built.
Yeah.
This is still a great map to use for another game.
Yeah, you should totally use it still. I'm sorry, but...
No, it's not a complaint. It's just the fact that I spent time on it. I wanted to make sure somebody saw it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen in a
use
game
that.
I ran. I don't run...
Still, what's a goddamn reward for a stupid goals? Oh, we've been on those for how many fucking sessions?
Since the
The
start of the
entire
game.
game.
In that case, I guess the gift of wealth and
Blow.
yes, in honor of the continued prosperity, yes, signature item would also be a fitting one too.
Aerith armor.
But yes, this is the end of the game. I'm sorry I have to end it here, but I hope everybody had a good time over the months that we had the opportunity to play. I'm sorry that Eliza wasn't able to join us tonight, but I want to thank you all for playing with me. It was an honor to be.
This was really great fun, I feel. Like I had a lot of fun trying to keep the village like on track and rally the people and sort of like become the leader they need.
Yes.
This final fight was definitely a feat of logistics just to keep running. I know how hard it is, and I was running the same amount of people, or well, roughly as many needed actions a turn. So that was tough for both of us, I think.
Yes, and I do apologize. It was probably a little dull in the middle there. So, but I'm glad we were able to end it well. So, on that note, I have to be up tomorrow at 6 a.m. and it's about 11:30 here. So I should head to bed. But thank you all for playing.
All right. Hope you get plenty of sleep.
Take care, guys.
See ya.